And welcome to Montgomery Bowl. I'm Fred Khalil along with Dave Newrath. And Dave, our top qualifier this week is Jack Calhoun.
Jack Calhoun has a unique style of bowling, Fred. He's a full roller, the strongest full roller this side of the Mississippi. We're going to see him throw some pins around.
We have Bill Ryan Jr. against Jimmy Lyles in our first game. First, let's talk about Jimmy.
Jimmy, a more direct line player, accuracy bowler. But your basic textbook bowler, Fred. There's no frills, just results.
Bill coming in from Dayton, first time on the show.
Super crank. He really gets under the ball and cranks it up for all it's worth. Nice arcing, rolling ball. We're going to have some pins flying around here at Montgomery today.
All right, Dave, we are at Montgomery Bowl. It will be Bill Ryan and Jimmy Lyles in our first game, so stay tuned. The BPA King of Bowling is coming up next. Between the two bowlers coming up in the first game, Jimmy Lyles owns 3, while Bill Ryan Jr. owns 4. And Jimmy, of course, the proprietor out at Kingpin Lanes. First ever show was out there, Dave, and Jimmy was very good to us.
Definitely was, Fred. Jim is just a nice guy all around, except when he gets up on the lanes. Takes a deep sigh there, the first frame, try to relieve some of the nervousness that occurs.
Leaves 3.
Gets a bad break on the 2-pin there, Fred. If the 2-pin would have remained standing, he still would have had a difficult spare. But at this point, it is very, very difficult. He has to fit the ball up exactly between the 4 and the 5, and the ball going through, taking out the 8. Requires deadly accuracy. Here we go. Cutting through and leaving the 5-pin, Fred, like I told you, it is a difficult shot, and as we saw by Jim's reaction there before he threw it, it was nerves. No matter how many times you appear on the show, the first couple of frames are tough.
Bill Ryan Jr. now, first point.
Going high and leaving the 4. Contrasting styles, as we mentioned in the opening, Fred. Jim Lyles, a direct line player. He'll be bowling down and in right around the 5th to 7th board at a slight angle towards the pins, or towards the pocket, I should say, whereas Bill Ryan Jr. will be standing to the left, throwing way to the right and hooking the ball back into the pocket.
Bill finished 3rd in our PBA regional that was televised here on Channel 5 in Erlanger, Kentucky at the Super Bowl, and he has one PBA regional title, that coming in Marion, Ohio, as you saw him pick up that spare. He's won several tournaments, Fred. He's just a fine bowler. If we get a close-up of his hand here, notice how far underneath the ball he is and how cupped his wrist is. Now, he maintains that same basic position through the release, which creates the revolutions for him that caused that trip 4-pin. Spare and a strike for Bill Ryan. He is in good shape after 2 frames. Jimmy Lyles will now be up on the right lane, trying to better that open frame that he had first time out. Of course, Jimmy, he says he has no titles except Dad.
They just
hasn't won any tournaments, so the only title he has is Dad.
Just call him Dad. Nice guy. Excellently played.
Beautiful shot for Jimmy Lyles as he buries 10.
That loosened him up a little bit. He's got a following here. Popular fella, one of the proprietors. We got a replay here on his extension, deep knee bend, stays low at the line. He likes it. Going to give it a little motion here from the pit. Perfectly played.
Jimmy now up on the left lane. 4-step fingertip. Throws an angle ball. Style. Not tight.
Look,
Second time he's been light on that left lane.
Yeah, he'll probably make an adjustment next frame, but he almost got away with a good break that time by
by not only breaking up the 2-4-5 possible combination, almost carrying the strike for a double, which would have put Bill Ryan on the spot. But as it is, he'll shoot cross lane. He'll know how to make this one.
Jimmy Lyles makes it look easy, as he has a strike and a spare now in the second and third frame, giving him a 29.
We're going to watch Bill Ryan Jr. play the right lane. We're right in the area of the 15th board. He'll be crossing across the 15th, the 16th board at the arrows. The ball will loop out to about 10, maybe 9 for a perfect strike.
Double now for Bill Ryan. And he throws it similar to, seems now, he correct me if I'm wrong, to Steve Fair. I was watching Steve bowl yesterday. He's got that cupped wrist and bends it back.
Right, Steve Fair, one of the top national PBA bowlers. Obviously, our greatest bowler from the Cincinnati area, along with Kevin Gillette, who's out there on the tour right now too. They have similar styles, but that's how you create the action on the ball, Fred. And that's how you get the pins down.
3 in a row, a turkey for Bill Ryan. Steve, yesterday, by the way, if you haven't heard already, was second in the King Louis Open, the $120,000 King Louis Open. Gee, bowled a 188 in the last game, couldn't get any breaks.
$10,000 to finish second.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Don Janello, first-time winner yesterday. Jimmy Lyles, a little high.
Jim in practice was not comfortable on the lanes. I predict, again, I've been wrong before, but we'll watch this ball enter, cutting through the head pin, breaking up the split. It was a good break, very good break, as you see there, the 10 pin going out very, very late. Isolate on his spare, and he should bring this back, but he was just not comfortable in practice, Fred, and I predict that the players that twirl the ball up or create the more pin action with the cup release will have the advantage today. No doubt in my mind.
Jimmy Lyles is sitting with a 48 in the third frame, a spare up in the fourth, now bowling in the fifth.
And his competitor has a triple working. That is not a very good place to be. Jim Lyles has to get on the strike train right now. Yes.
He's on it. So a strike in the fifth frame for Jimmy Lyles. We'd like to welcome Don Wickersham from the Hudepohl Brewery. As always, our friends at Hude.
Oh,
good to see them in the crowd.
Especially Don, Fred. Especially Don Wickersham. Very, very, very personable fella. Had a lot of health problems during the last year, but he's back with us now, and he's in good health. And Bill Ryan's in good shape, too.
4 in a row for Bill Ryan. Let's take one more look at that, Dave, and describe it for us.
Okay, he's going to enter the pocket at a perfect angle. The pins just going everywhere. What they should be doing, we are seeing a perfect execution on 5 or 4 shots now from Bill Ryan. Left lane, he told me he is playing a little more hook, a little deeper with a little more arc, and he goes high.
Way high.
On the lane that he said that was giving him a little bit of trouble by rolling up sooner. Now, we'd like to point out a lot of times you're not going to find lanes that are different. And the average bowler, not having a consistent release, Fred, it's going to be very difficult to pick it up even when it does exist. But it is a part of the game, and the better bowler, the bowlers at this level, have to learn to accommodate it.
Perfect shot for that spare. Well, maybe not perfect, but close enough as he got them all.
That's right. Anytime you're looking down there and there's no pin standing up, it was perfect. As we see the ball here cutting up through, just hitting the 3 pin to the right, the ball taking out the remaining 2 pins, the 6 and the 10.
Jimmy Lyles, right lane, needs another one.
Got to have it.
Yes, sir. Jimmy Lyles has a double now.
Got to have it.
Jimmy is trailing by 39 pins right now, but with that double, he has cut the lead.
Well, I was for a couple shifts yesterday, Fred. I was on the leaderboard out at Stones. I thought maybe I'd have a chance to get out there and compete, but a couple of boys run by me. Tim Sharp is currently in first place with 725. Bill Heflin and Rick Pollard again. Jimmy needs this shot. He likes it.
Oh, solid 10.
Threw it well. Execution in a crucial position shows the talent of Jim Lyles. Now we see the disgust on his face. You're proud of yourself when you execute. You're not happy when you don't get the desired result. Watch this ball, perfectly thrown. Rolling perfectly into the pocket, deflecting slightly. The 10 pin still there. Big shot for Jimmy Lyles. A little sigh of relief there. He wasn't quite sure he's going to make it. When shooting a 10 pin across lane, and we're going to have a tip on it in a couple of weeks, you've got to flatten the ball out. And what I mean by that is keep your hand underneath it.
You saw Jimmy Lyles with a 117 in the 6th. Bill Ryan working on a 127, a spare up, and a strike.
Another powerful strike, Fred. Bill Ryan Jr. is going to be very tough to beat, if not impossible, this match. At this point, we have exactly a 30-pin deficit as we watch him really stay down, get through that. Not too much extension, but all of his power, as we see here, the ball entering through and carrying 10 in the pit, comes from the strong wrist roll and finger reaction.
Bill averages 215. He's from Dayton, Ohio.
He liked it. He liked it the minute it left his hand. That was a very big shot for Bill. Puts a lot of pressure on Jimmy Lyles. Jimmy Lyles has one option left, Fred, and that is to take it to the wall. He cannot afford anything but strikes.
Bill Ryan, with the exception of the 6th frame, Dave, has really thrown a good shot.
Every shot.
Every shot.
That's right. That's right. Like I said, the bowler with the revolutions, with the art today, I believe, may have the advantage. Jim Lyles knows his opponent is lined up. He just lost a crucial hit on the last frame. We see him here staying down, going through the ball, but the elbow flying out to the right, the ball cutting through the heart of the pins, leaving the 3, the 6, the 10. Shoot cross lane, flatten the ball out, hit the 3 pin to the right, let the ball carry through for a spare. But a spare right now is not really going to help Jimmy Lyles' cause at all.
Especially the way Bill Ryan is going right now.
Exactly, Fred.
Through 8 frames, Bill has 6 strikes, 4 in a row, and now he's working on a double, and Jimmy desperately needs one here in the 9th frame.
A familiar name leading the women's division so far over at Stones Lanes.
Liz Bowdy, 618.
618.
Low to cash for the women's, 562. Qualifying going on today at Stones Lanes. Looks good. Yes.
He's back in the zone.
Maybe too little too late.
Maybe a little late, but at least he knows he can put it there as we watch his reaction. Low, follow through, textbook type bowler, good reaction in the pins, no deflection, 6 pin doing its job, 10 pin right out of there.
Solid 10 for Bill Ryan.
Yeah, Old Hefts is in 2nd place going into today, 714. Rick Pollard, 698. Tim Sharp, 7 1/4. Low for the men is 603. Stones Lanes, 1 p.m., 2:34, and 5:15, and there are some spots open, so come on down. Shooting cross lane for the 10 pin. As you notice there, he did switch to a harder shell ball. Probably one of the hardest shell balls made today, Fred, for no hook. He wants to go right at the pin.
Tenth frame. Looks good. Buried 10 of them right there, Dave. Bill Ryan on his way to a good game.
Very, very solidly thrown ball. A solid game. He could take it to the wall here for 246. Excellently thrown ball there is all but one so far this game.
It is over. Bill Ryan will be in our 2nd game today.
Jimmy Zavakis, who is the owner here at Montgomery Bowl and owns another establishment up in Dayton, would like to make everyone aware that the National Industrial Team Tournament at Varsity Lanes in Dayton, Ohio is now open to any 5 amateur bowlers and openings are available through June 26th.
Last ball, 10th frame.
Solid 9-pin. What a way to end.
245 for Bill Ryan Jr. Not a bad game, first time out here on the show.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Matter of fact, I'd like to hit about 3 of those yesterday.
Wouldn't be too bad. Here's Jimmy Lyles finishing out now in the 10th frame. Now Jimmy finds his mark. He's on a double. If Jimmy strikes out here, he can finish with 214.
Creditable game, but when your opponent is lined up, throwing every ball but one in the hole, it's a little tough to beat. The 10-pin in the 7th frame was a crucial shot for Jim. Fred, he had to have it to generate any sort of pressure back at Bill Ryan. Without that pressure, he was gone.
All right, 3 in a row for Jimmy Lyles. I'd like to see Jimmy finish with a good game here. He will definitely be over 210.
As if he needs it. The ever-strong John Gant broke the jackpot pins last night at Western Bowl through 6 in a row against 5-pound wood for $6,000.
You're kidding.
No.
So Jimmy Lyles finishes out with a 214, but that's not good enough as Bill Ryan Jr. has a 245. And in our game coming up, Bill Ryan will meet Jack Calhoun. Should be a good one, so stick around.